students, welcome to maths class. So in the last session we have completed the questions from 1 to 4 and today we are starting the questions from question number 5 onwards. Okay, so in the question number 1 to 4, which kind of questions mainly we have covered? In that we have seen the value of polynomial and how to prove the given 0 is a 0 of polynomial or not. Okay, so let us see how we can solve some of the questions from question number 5 onwards. In the question number 5, mainly we are going to deal how to find out the zeros, and if some zeros are given to us, then how we can find out some unknown values given in the polynomial. So let us see the first question. As you can see, the first question given here, they are saying that over here that find the zeros of the polynomial. So see, if I want to find out the zero of the given polynomial, for example, I have given this value p of x. Okay, so first I will take the given value as equal to 0, means I will consider p of x is equal to 0. Now what is the value of p of x here? P of x is x plus 5, so that will be x plus 5 is equal to 0. Okay, now transpose the terms here, means you shift the terms from here to there. So plus 5 will go on that side, it will become minus. So I can say that the value of x is here minus 5. Okay, now whatever the value of x you obtain here, that is called as the 0 of the polynomial. So here you can say that therefore x equal to minus 5 is a 0 of p of x. This is your answer. What is the meaning of 0? That I have made you clear earlier. So meaning of 0 is if you put up minus of 5 in the given value of px, then definitely the answer will come 0. For example, see this minus of 5, if I replace at the place of x here. Okay, so see in rough. So if I try to find out the value of p of minus of 5, so in place of x I am putting the value minus 5. So minus 5 plus 5, that will become here 0. Okay, so we can say that if I put up x equal to minus of 5, then this will become the whole polynomial value becomes 0, and hence we can say that that is the 0 of the polynomial. Similarly, let us see the fourth question now. Okay, in the fourth question also we will do in the same manner. Let the value of p of x is equal to 0. Put up the value of p of x, that is 3x minus 2 equal to 0. Now first of all minus of 2 will go on that side, so value of 3x will be equal to 2. Okay, and 3 is in multiplication, it will come at the place of denominator, so value of x is here 2 upon 3. Okay, so now what is the value of x is coming here? 2 upon 3. So you can see that x equal to 2 upon 3 is a 0 of given p of x. This will be the answer of part number 4. Let us see similarly the part number 6. In the part number 6, you observe the value of p of x is given here ax, where a is any unknown constant. Okay, now here they are saying the value of a can't be 0. Why the value of a can't be 0? Because if the value of a becomes 0, then the whole polynomial will 0 only, and hence we cannot find out the 0 of a particular polynomial, because it will become the 0 polynomial. Okay, and we know that for 0 polynomial it will have infinite number of zeros. So value of a can't be 0. To be specific here, we can say that the a can be any real number other than 0. But method we shall apply same only here. Let the value of p of x is equal to 0. What is the value of p of x I have? Ax is equal to 0. Now since a is non-zero, a I can transfer in the upon of 0. So value of x is here 0 upon a, and 0 upon a will become here 0, because 0 upon any non-zero number will be always equal to 0. So I can say that therefore x equal to 0 is a 0 of given p of x. Okay, so this will be the 0 of the given polynomial. Now similarly see the seventh part. some parts I am taking here and some part I am keeping for you. For example, part number 2nd, part number 3rd, part number 5. Okay, so that part you have to solve it by your own. Now let us see the part number 7. In the part number 7 also they are saying C cannot be equal to 0. Second thing, and C comma D are real number. Okay, so that we need not to worry about this condition. We have to solve the question in the same manner as we are doing it. So let us suppose here P of X is equal to 0. Now put up the value of P of X. That will be Cx plus D equal to 0. D I am transferring onto that side. So value of C of X will be equal to minus of D. And as usual, C is in multiplication. You observe here 3 was in multiplication, came in denominator. So C will also come in denominator. So value of X is here minus D upon C. So we can say that therefore X is equal to minus D upon C is a 0 of P of X. Okay, so this way easily you can find out the 0 of the given polynomial. Okay, now let us see the next question. I am taking now question number 6. Now let us see the question number 6. In the question number 6 we have given that x equal to minus 1 upon 3 is a 0 of the polynomial P of X is equal to 27x cube minus ax square minus x plus 3. Okay, so we have to find out here the value of a. So value of a, how will you find out? See, we have given that minus 1 upon 3 is a 0. So when I will replace minus 1 upon 3 in the polynomial, the whole value will become 0. That concept I will follow here. So first of all, let us take the value of P of X. P of X is given here 27x cube minus ax square minus x plus 3. Okay, then I will write down since x equal to minus 1 upon 3 is a 0 of P of X, right? So what we can say here, see, since minus 1 upon 3 is a given 0, so when I will replace minus 1 upon 3 in the polynomial, the whole value will be 0. So here in the form of equation we can write down P of minus 1 upon 3 is equal to 0. As we have seen in the previous question, the question was given to me like this, P of X equal to x plus 5. And in that question, I found minus of 5 as a 0. Okay. Do you remember the first question? So we found the 0 of P of X as minus of 5. So when I kept actually minus of 5 in place of X, that is minus 5 plus 5 and that became 0. So same thing is happening here also. Minus 1 upon 3 is given to me 0. So when I replace x equal to minus 1 upon 3, the whole value will become 0. That definition I am following here. Now put up the value of P of minus 1 upon 3. How we can find out the P of minus 1 upon 3? Here minus 1 upon 3 I will replace in the right hand side. Means in the right hand side wherever the x is coming, I will replace it. So 27 into the bracket minus 1 upon 3 whole power 3 minus a into. Now it will be minus 1 upon 3 whole power 2. Okay. Then minus x, that will be minus 1 upon 3 in plus 3 will be equal to 0. So as you can see everywhere I kept the value of x. Now let us simplify. So 27 will be as it is. Okay. Then this will become 1 upon 27 and sign of 1 will be here negative. Why it is negative? Because you observe, I have told you earlier, minus sign comes under the even power. Here it is odd. So minus sign, if it is coming under the odd power, minus sign will remain as it is. If it comes under the even power 2, then the minus sign will become positive. So here we can say that minus a and this will become 1 upon 9 after squaring it. Here minus into minus will become plus, that is plus 1 upon 3 plus 3 is equal to 0. Now let us simplify further. Here 27 and 27 got cancelled. Remaining is here minus 1. Minus 1 minus a upon 9 because a into 1 will become a and plus 1 upon 3 plus 3 is equal to 0. Now since I need to find out the value of a, what I will do, minus a upon 9 I will transfer onto the right hand side. And one more thing I will do it here, from 3 I can subtract 1. So what will remain there? 3 minus 1 will be equal to 2. Okay. So now we can say that 3 minus 1 remaining 2 plus 1 upon 3 as it is equal to a upon 9. In the upon of 2 I can say 1. So we can write down 1 and 3 LCM will be 3. Cross multiplication 3 into 2, it will become 6. Okay, and 1 into 1 plus 1 is equal to, this will be a upon 9. Now 6 and 1 you can add, that will become 7 upon 3, and 9, that is in division. If I transfer here, it comes in multiplication, that will be a. 3 ones are 3, 3 threes are 9. So I can say that the value of a will be equal to 21. This is your answer. Okay everybody, so in this question you observe I have fully solved the whole question of such kind, where the one value, 10 we have given that, and one unknown value I have to find out in this question. Now let us see one more question of this kind, where we shall find out the two unknown values. Okay, let me see which question is given next. Yes, question number 7 I am taking. Here the two zeros are given and two unknown values we have to find out. In the question number 6, one unknown value we have given, so 1 0 we have given to us. Now let us see the question number 7. We have given that where two unknown values given to us and two zeros are given in the question. Yes, all of you now see the question number 7. In the 7th question, they are saying we have to find out two unknown values a and b, while we have given that 1 comma 2 are the zeros. Means if you put up in place of the variable x 1, then the whole value will become 0. Same thing will happen when you will put up the 2. So now with the help of the two zeros given and the value of polynomial given to us, we can find out the value of a and b, which are unknown in this question. Okay, so first we can say this is my equation number 1, p of x given to us. Okay, now since we have given that x equal to 1 is a 0 of p of x, we have given, right? So if I replace the value of x equal to 1, means p of 1 will become here 0, as we did in the previous question. So p of 1 will be equal to 0. Now this value p of 1, if I want to find out, in the right hand side everywhere put up the value of x equal to 1. So this will become 1 cube minus 10 into 1 square plus a into 1 plus b is equal to 0. Let us simplify further. Cube of 1 will be equal to 1 minus square of 1, that is 1 only, and 1 into 10, that will be 10, plus a into 1, a, plus b is equal to 0. Right? Now 1 minus 10 will become here minus 9, because signs are different. We can subtract and bigger term sign we have to apply. So minus 9 plus a plus b is equal to 0. Now see this equation we have obtained. In this equation we shall find out either the value of a in terms of b, or b we shall find out in terms of a. So what I am doing here, value of a I am finding it in terms of b. Means I am keeping a as it is here, minus 9, and b I am sending onto that side. That will become 9 minus b, because minus 9 going onto that side become positive, and plus b going onto that side become negative. This is my second equation in the question. Write down for, we shall write down further. Now since x equal to 2 is also 0 of p of x, that is also given in the question. So now if I replace the value of x equal to 2 in the given polynomial, that will be also 0. So I can say that therefore p of 2 will be also 0 here, as p of 1 I have taken 0. Now to find out the value of p of 2, I will replace in the right hand side everywhere x by 2. Okay, so let us replace. That will be 2 cube minus 10 into square of 2, okay, plus a into 2 and then plus b is equal to 0. Now, if I simplify little further, cube of 2 will be equal to here 8 minus 10 into, this is 4, so 10 into 4 will become here 40 plus 2a plus b is equal to 0. Right? Now 8 is plus and 40 is minus, so we can subtract, that will become minus of 32. So minus of 32. Then 2 into a is coming. But look at the equation number 2. What is the value of a I have? 9 minus b. So plus 2 into the bracket 9 minus b and then plus b again is equal to 0. Correct? Value of a I have replaced here. You can say that it is done by the equation number 2nd. Now 2 we can multiply inside. This will become minus of 32 plus 18 minus of 2b plus b is equal to 0. Now 32 and 18 again we can subtract. So from 32 if I subtract 18, how much it would be? 14, and sign of bigger term, so this will be minus 14. Similarly 2b and b, here coefficient of b we can assume 1. So observe the coefficients are minus of 2 and plus 1. Signs are again different. So from 2 if I subtract 1, remaining is 1. And sign of bigger term means minus I will apply here. This will be minus of b is equal to 0. Right? Now minus 14 will go on that side, or minus b you can send. So this will be minus 14 is equal to plus b. So this will be the answer of b. Okay. Now this value I am keeping in the second equation. So therefore by equation number 2. So what is equation number 2? A is equal to 9 minus b. So value of b I kept here minus 14. Right? Value of b I am keeping here minus sign of 14. So minus minus will become here plus. So value of a will be equal to 9 plus 14, that will be equal to 23. This will be the answer of the question. So we can say that finally we can say therefore the value of a will be equal to 23, comma b will be equal to minus 14. Right everybody? In this question we can see once 9 minus b, if I put up the value of b here that I got as minus of 14, so minus minus will become plus and 9 plus 14 will be equal to 23. Now we are going to start the question number 8. Yes, all of you now see the next question. We have to find out the zero of these two expressions difference. Okay, means we have given that x minus to the whole square minus x plus to the whole square. This expression we have to find out the zero. So to find out the zero, as we have seen, we kept equal to 0 and the given whole value we kept equal to 0. Then we simplify and get the answer. So in this question also we can do like this. First of all, I will suppose p of x is equal to x minus 2 whole power 2 minus x plus 2 whole power 2. Okay. Now to find out the zero, first I will take p of x is equal to 0. So the whole value I will replace here. That will become x minus 2 whole power 2 minus x plus 2 whole power 2 is equal to 0. Now to simplify in this manner, the question is little bit difficult for us. So what shall we do it? First of all, I will suppose here again x minus 2 is equal to a. Okay, the whole x minus 2 I am supposing by a, and x plus 2 I am supposing by b. Okay, so if I replace in the equation, that will become a square minus b square will be equal to 0. And you know it very well, what is the formula of a square minus b square? So formula of a square minus b square is a minus b in one bracket, and in another bracket it would be a plus b is equal to 0. Now replace the value of a and b again here. So what is the value of a I have? Value of a I have in the bracket x minus 2 value of b I have in the bracket x plus 2. Same I will repeat in the second bracket also. A plus b, that will be x minus 2 plus x plus 2, right? And is equal to 0 I am keeping as it is. Release the bracket in the given over here. So x minus 2 will be as it is, minus sign I am multiplying inside, minus x minus 2, okay, into this will be x minus 2. Since here plus sign, so sign will remain same. So this will be plus x plus 2 is equal to 0. 2 and 2 is cancelled here, and here minus x and plus x got cancelled. Same term with different sign will be cancelled. Minus 2 and minus 2 signs are signs are same, so we can add both of them. This will become minus of 4 into here x and x, if I add, this will become 2x is equal to 0. Minus 4 is a non-zero term, it goes in the upon of 0, so we can say that 2x will be equal to 0 upon minus of 4, that will be again 0, okay. And further I am getting here 2x equal to 0, so value of x is again in the same manner, 0 upon 2 will be equal to 0. So finally, what is the value of x I got here? I can say that the value of x is equal to 0. So I can say x equal to 0 is a 0 of polynomial. Is a 0 of given polynomial p of x. Okay. So this is the answer of the given question. Now we are going to see the last question of today's, that is question number 10. Okay, so in 10th question, what we have given, let me write down the whole question first. In the 11th question I am talking about. The 8th question I have finished, okay, and 9th and 10th are of the same kind as of question number 6 and 7. So that you solve it by your own. Now question number 11th I am talking about. In the 11th question, they are saying show that we have given that here one polynomial x square plus 4x plus 5 has no 0. Means if you try to find out this polynomial 0, they do not have any 0 in the list, or we can say that there is no scope to find out the 0 of this polynomial. First of all, I will suppose the given polynomial as p of x. Now see, these questions are higher order thinking skill question, okay. So these are little bit difficult for you. So p of x I am taking here x square plus 4x plus 5. Now observe here some manipulations I am doing it, okay. So tell me one thing, can we write down x square plus 4x and 5 I am writing as 4 inside the bracket, and plus 1 I am writing outside. So one thing you observe, 5 is given, 4 and 1 if I add, it will become again 5. So there is no change, okay. When you will simplify, it will come equal to 5 only. Now by doing in this manner, again some manipulations I can do it. First of all, this x square I am writing as it is, okay, plus I am keeping some gap here, and 4 I am writing as square of 2 and plus 1. Now you have to compare this particular term coming in the bracket. It is in the form a square plus 2ab plus b square. It is coming in that form. Observe, x square is directly corresponding to a square. So value of a is here becoming x. Similarly, you observe b square is equal to 2 square. So what is the value of b here? Value of b will be equal to 2. Now we require the term of 2ab. Remember, whatever the value of a and b we have selected here, same should be kept here, and after multiplying this all three terms, it should be equal to 4x. Means 4x only we are writing in this form. So 2 into, what is the value of a? Observe, a is equal to here x. Similarly, what is the value of b here? That will be equal to 2. And you multiply all, 2 into x into 2, that will become 4x. and I know that if the three terms are coming in this form, their formula is a plus b whole power 2. Okay, so now this particular term, it is coming in the form a square plus 2ab plus b square, that I am writing in this form. So that will be inside the bracket. What is the value of a I have? That is x, and value of b I have 2 whole power 2 plus 1. This will be the manipulated value of p of x. Now let us find out the conclusion. Now we are reaching to the part of conclusion. Can we find out the zero or not? Because earlier the questions we have seen, there we have found the zeros, but in this question the zero we cannot find out. Why we cannot find out? Let us examine that fact here. Okay, now if I say you put up the value of x, any real number, okay, put up any real number in place of x. So you will have basically three options. In real number you will put either negative, or you will put positive, or you will put 0. So I am showing you in rough. For example, suppose you take the value of x equal to any positive value. For example, you take 2, right? So x equal to, I am taking real number which is positive. So 2 plus 2, that is 4. Square of 4 will be equal to 16. Means this particular value we can say that x plus 2 whole power 2 will be positive. It is more than 0. Means it not equal to 0. That I mean to say. More than 0 means it will be not equal to 0. Right? And second thing, if I take the value of x is any negative value, means suppose I take minus 1. Okay, put up here minus 1 plus 2. 2 minus 1 will be equal to 1. And square of 1 will be equal to again 1. So in that case also the value of x plus 2 the whole square will be again more than 0. Means again it is non-zero. Now the third option is, I have taken one positive value, one negative value. Whatever the fact I wrote here, that will be applicable for each and every positive and negative value. Now if I take x equal to 0, in that case 0 plus 2, that will be 2, and square of 2 will be again 4. So I can say that in that case again x plus 2 the whole square will be again more than 0. Means I want to say here, if you put up any real number in place of x, we can say that this whole value will not be equal to 0. It can't be equal to 0. So this is completely non-zero. And 1 is also not equal to 0. So two non-zero value, when you will add, it will not be equal to 0. And if you want to find out the 0 of a polynomial, the value of polynomial at a certain point should become 0. So this polynomial cannot be equal to 0 for any value of x. Okay, you can put up the fractional value, you can put up the decimal value, or positive, negative, any value whichever comes in your mind, any value you put up, each and every time the whole value will be non-zero. So how to present the answer at the last here? See, if I write down here for any real value of x, any real value of x, we can say that x plus 2 whole power 2 is not equal to 0. We shall say not equal to 0. Actually we are finding it is positive, or if you want to write down, we can write down that also, more than 0. Okay, so we can say that if I add, this is non-zero, and this one I am adding with 1. Okay, any non-zero value added by 1 will be again non-zero. So we can say that therefore in that case the value of px cannot be equal to 0. Therefore no real zeros we can find out, no real zeros are possible, or in place of possible word, if you want to write down proper mathematical word, then write down are exist for p of x, for given p of x. Okay, so this completes the question number 11, as well as we completed the whole type also. Now students, we shall see the next type number 3 we shall see in the next session. In type number 3 we shall start with the remainder theorem. Okay, so remainder theorem I am going to start, that method we shall see afterwards. Okay, thank you.